Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Views. Today I have a beer from a new brewing company that I've not done a review for yet. I'm pretty excited to do this one because this is from a brewery that's in my where I live in Mooresville, North Carolina, about 10 minutes from my house. The brewery's called King Canary, and you can see that, based on the label. So this is the first thing that they canned. They've been open for I think 2 years now. It's the first thing that they package, which I think is really cool. I like this label a lot. But all their beer names have like bird names. This one's called Stud Puffin. It's a New England style pale ale, 5.5 ABV, and it is brewed with Citra, blend of Cryo, Citra, and Cryo Mosaic. And so this is the third batch of this, not third can, but the first canning, third batch. Each one has had a different blend of hops. So this one is, if you want to look this up on Untappd or something, this is batch 3, the one with Citra and Mosaic. So I think I had the first batch of this, but like I said, it was different hops, it was different beer. I've not had this one, so I'm excited to give it a go. And I'm also glad that they're canning because I want to support them, but I still don't necessarily love hanging out in places right now, given the current situation. So it's nice that I can get cans from them and still support them. Excuse me. So it pours a really bright golden color. It's definitely cloudy, but not super hazy like orange juice or anything, with a small white head. So the first thing I'm getting is a little bit of peach ring, a little bit of BO character, which is kind of which is pretty standard for Mosaic. There's some pineapple and mango in there too. That underripened mango that almost has a piney flavor or aroma. And there's a little bit of a lemon limey citrus to it too. It smells pretty good. That is it says, so I didn't mention that. I'm just seeing that right now on the side of the can. It says it has an abundance of flaked oats, which provides a soft mouthfeel, which is definitely true. This is very soft. It almost has a little bit of a Barney rustic quality to it as well. I don't know if that's an off flavor from the yeast. Maybe. If it is, I don't particularly not like it. I think it works here, but I'm not sure if it's, I'm really not sure what's providing that. But it is super soft. You get, and I think that's the one benefit of these cryo hop things. You get those bright hop flavors, but there's none of that grassy, weedy flavor, and that's there's none of that at all. This is not sweet, but it's also really not very bitter at all either. It's basically it's not like a Pilsner malt base, but it's really if you made just a golden ale with a ton of hops. That's almost kind of what this is, really. Actually, that's really not doing it justice, though, because that almost makes it sound like the malt base is kind of muted. But it's there. It has a little bit of a bready, crackery quality to it, too. This is just because of how low the bitterness is, but the flavor is still pretty. I don't want to say intense, but it's substantial. Um, but it's not sweet either. And honestly, like I would, for how easy this drinks, I might even guess that it was less than 5.5, even though it has a substantial body and it's really soft. But it's just the flavors are so light. They're bright but light at the same time and very well integrated. Man, I could crush these. Uh, and I know how I said like this is really bright, but it almost has like a very light green tint to it. Which I've seen that if you in like real like session pale ales that are super hopped. The malt bill is just so light, and then there's so much hops in it, it actually gives it like a green tint. Excuse me, and that's kind of what this has. This is fantastic. And the great thing about it is, like I said, this is 10 minutes down the road from me. I don't even know if they're open today because today's the 4th of July. Happy 4th, by the way, if you're watching this. But yeah, I would love to get more of this. This is great. So I hope that if they keep making this, I mean, I guess the rotating ones could be just as good as this one, but I really like this as is, and I wish they would make this like their staple or I'm trying to think of the other flagship beer, which I mean they do more hoppy stuff than anything else, so that would make sense. And I think it makes sense to do like a pale ale flagship versus an IPA because it's just more approachable for everybody, and it's just these guys are located like right on an inlet of the lake too, of Lake Norman. So this would be a great beer to drink on the lake too because it's only 5.5 ABV and it's super crushable. So on my scale of buy, drink, dump, this is absolutely a buy. I think this can was like $5. So 4-pack was probably even less than that, like per can. I'm guessing this was like $16 or something, which I would definitely buy this again. I will buy this again. This is very good. And it's just a step away from the beers that are so flooded with hops and that burny hop quality. Like it's so far removed from that. This is a really well-crafted beer that was, I think it was intentionally made to be crushable, which is awesome. So I think that's all I got on this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.